The car is misfiring and the EML light is on. We will diagnose this via the OBD diagnostic. Despite this car being a Chrysler, it is registered as a Lancia in the iCarSoft database. Links where you can buy all tools and parts used in this video are provided in the description below. The diagnostic shows various misfires and a fault in cylinder number 4. This could be spark plugs, but I know they are relatively new on this car, so I suspect a faulty coil pack. Let's test it. Start by opening the bonnet. We need to remove the airbox. Unscrew the two 10mm bolts and the Allen screw holding the air intake in place. You will have a push-on clip at the back of the airbox that you need to pull out. It is snapped away on this car. Remove the breather pipe clip. Pull the breather pipe off from the rocker cover. Now pull out the smaller breather pipe from the back of the airbox. Once that's out, you should be able to lift out the airbox. This is the coil pack. On these engines it is one coil pack for all cylinders. Unscrew the three 10mm bolts holding the coil pack to the rocker cover. Then unclip the electrical connector. Pull firmly on the base of the leads to remove them from the spark plugs. Don't forget to subscribe to Broken Fixed. Remove the leads from the coil pack and test the resistance of the terminals using a multimeter. We will test the resistance between pin number 1 on the right and the central 4 pins. They should all be about the same resistance. If any one of them is significantly different, then the coil pack needs to be replaced. In this case they all seem fine. When I removed the leads, I noticed the one from cylinder 4 has a white connection when the other 3 were black. I test the resistance of the HT leads to check for any inconsistency. In particular the lead from cylinder 4. This is the problem. The resistance is much higher than the others. I will replace all 4 leads with new ones, but I do have a spare lead for a Fiat 500 with the same engine which I will test and use. This one is good and matches the resistance of the other leads. So we now refit all 4 leads to the coil pack in the original order they were removed. The central leads have a larger terminal connecting to the spark plugs than the outer leads. Back at the car, place the coil pack on the rocker cover and push each lead over the corresponding spark plug. You will hear a small click sound when the lead is clipped correctly over the tip of each plug. Clip the electrical terminal back in place. Screw the 3 10mm bolts back through the coil pack. The larger one fits in the middle. Hand tighten then initially to locate the screw hole and then tighten with a spanner or socket. Remember not to over tighten them as these are going into aluminium. Once the coil pack is mounted securely, we refit the airbox. First, connect up the small breather pipe to the back of the airbox. With that in, make sure the airbox fits snugly over the throttle body and push the rear clip back in place if it's not broken. Screw the air intake hose back in place with the Allen bolt and slide the larger breather pipe back onto the rocker cover. These type of hose clips are easy to tighten with a hose clip plier. Finally, replace the 2 10mm bolts to secure the airbox back in place. Back in the car, we will clear the faults. The engine now starts and revs nicely. Job done.